Have you ever felt hungry while dieting for fat loss? Do you know hunger is one of the major reasons why many people just give up on their fitness goals? What majority of people do is whenever they think of dieting, whenever they want to lose weight, whenever they want to transform themselves, they will just cut out on their favorite foods, cut out on rice, cut out on chocolates, burgers, pizzas, biryanis, everything. And then they think that they will start losing weight, and then what happens is there comes a point in the transformation journey where they just run out of their willpower. They just can't control the cravings and the hunger they are having because they have overly restricted all of their favorite foods. They are just eating boiled and bland stuff, and they're just eating the food that they don't actually like. What happens after that is they just say fuck it to their transformation goals, and they just go and binge eat all of their favorite foods, all of the foods that they already know are not going to lead them to the goals that they have set for themselves and give them the results that they want. And what happens after that? We all know about this, right? They are just waiting for the next Monday, they are just waiting for the next 1st of January to again restart their transformation goals, but that never starts. If you have been in this situation or you don't want to get in this situation in the future, then this episode is for you, my friend. In this episode of the Fitness Engineered podcast, we are going to discuss 5 simplest advice to keep hunger and cravings at bay while transforming and losing fat and looking crazy ripped. Okay? And fourth and fifth point out of these 5 tips are going to be around how you could actually eat your favorite foods without overly restricting them and while making amazing progress. So stay tuned till the end. As always, my friend, Vinay here, lecturer of exercise science at National Strength and Conditioning Association India, a body transformation and performance coach. Here to make your transformation and performance journey easier, faster, and enjoyable. And as always, guys, let's get right into the episode. So, whenever we talk about dieting for fat loss, hunger is a very normal and a regular part of it. Okay, hunger is rather a good sign. It is rather a good sign. Why? Because hunger is our body's way of telling us that we need either food or we need either energy or we need either nutrients. Okay, food is the only source of nutrients and energy for our body, my friend. So we should never be in that mindset that we need to eat less, we need to run away from the calories, the lesser the calories the better it is. That's the wrong thing, my friend. Okay, we need to supply our body with enough nutrients so that all the functions of our body runs very smoothly, and we also need enough calories or enough energy for our body so that we don't feel lazy, lethargic, tired throughout the day, and every function in our body would need energy. Okay, so we don't want to compromise on our cognitive health, we don't want to compromise on our muscle loss, we don't want to compromise on any of the stuff that we do throughout the day while trying to lose fat, because the trade-off isn't worth it. Okay, so we have to eat a lot of nutrients, the nutrient deficiencies should not be created. And second thing is we need to eat enough calories as well so that day-to-day activities don't get hampered, while making sure that we create a little calorie deficit so that the body taps into the fat stores, because fat stores are nothing but the stored form of energy for our body, and the body will only use energy from your fats when we are in a calorie deficit. When we are expending a little extra calories than we are burning, this would be the time when our body would think that we need some extra calories and it is not coming from the food. So now what is the only option that we have is to use the stored energy that is already there in the body. This is how the body will start burning fats for fuel. Okay, so hunger is very normal, but there are a few things that we have to do here in order to make sure that we don't feel hungry when we are in a calorie deficit, because you will lose weight, my friend, even if you are creating a calorie deficit by only eating pizzas, only eating burgers, only eating all of the favorite food that you think are junk. You will still lose weight if you are in a calorie deficit and even if you are eating all of the junk. But the process won't be a lot easier, my friend. The process would be very difficult. You could eat 1500 calories even from one single pizza, fully loaded cheese burst pizza, double toppings, triple toppings, and you could get 1500 calories from that single pizza. That could be the calories for your entire day for a few people. Okay, and if you will get 1500 calories only from a pizza, what will you do throughout the day, my friend? You will have nothing to eat, and the process will become a lot easier. The consistency, the adherence to this one pizza everyday diet plan would be very difficult. But rather, if you spread out 1500 calories throughout the day from good healthy meals, which would contain a lot of protein in it, which would contain a lot of fruits, vegetables, a little bit of carbohydrates are also fine, no problem at all. You could actually eat 4 to even 5 meals throughout the day, which could be spread across around your schedule according to your lifestyle and everything, and you would actually stay a lot fuller while doing the same 1500 calorie diet. And the process will be a lot easier. It would be very easy for you to stick to the diet because you are eating a lot of food, you are not hungry all the time, your brain is not fogged all the time, you are not feeling lazy, not feeling tired, everything is going smooth in your life. Which diet would you prefer here, the pizza diet or a balanced one? Okay, of course, pizza diet, the balanced one, if you are staying in a calorie deficit, if you are burning 2000 calories, eating 1500, you will still lose almost same amount of weight in both of the diets. Okay, but the problem would be the pizza diet would be very difficult to adhere to. On the other side, a balanced diet would be very easy to adhere to while losing fat. Here, one more difference would be whenever you are eating a pizza, you will not get enough nutrients to keep all the other activities in your body running, for your hairs, for your skin, for your organs, for your hormones, bones, everything. You will not get that. Plus, you will not even get enough protein. So, you will lose a lot of muscle mass as well while being on a pizza diet. While on the other side, when we are eating balanced meals, when we are eating a lot of greens, a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits, a lot of protein, we are getting a lot of nutrients, skin, hairs, bones, eyes, hormonal balance, everything will stay flawless, while we would be maintaining or even gaining muscle mass throughout the phase, and we would be losing majority of our fat from we will be losing majority of weight from our fat stores. Okay, so this is the beauty of having these balanced meals. So how to create a balanced meal, and what are the techniques that we could use to make sure that we are never hungry, we are not craving food throughout the dieting phase? Tip number one, as always, you have heard me saying this almost hundreds of times now. It has been a part of almost every podcast. It has been a part of almost 1000 stories on my Instagram that I have uploaded till date. That is, include protein and fibers in all of your meals. So what will happen when we start including protein and fibers in all of our meals is there are hormones in our body that will regulate our hunger, appetite, and energy levels throughout the day. Okay, whenever we are eating a lot of protein, whenever we are eating a lot of fibers, what happens is proteins are difficult for our body to digest. Fibers are almost indigestible for our body. Okay, insoluble fibers are like non-digestible, soluble fibers are a little digestible for our body, but what they will do is they will go in your stomach, they will slow down the digestion process, they will keep you fuller for longer, they will make sure that the glucose spike from your meal is not too high, because whenever the glucose spike is too high, insulin level goes up, glucose goes up, insulin goes up, and the insulin is the hormone that shuffles the blood glucose and the nutrients into the blood cells. When all of these things are shuffled into the cells, they are then metabolized and used up by the cells to carry on all of the functions. But due to the increase in insulin, due to the increase in glucose, there would be increase in insulin. The insulin will shuffle majority of the glucose into your cells, and there would be a massive drop in the blood glucose level. When there is a massive drop in the blood glucose levels, what happens is, my friend, have you ever observed that you have ate a big meal of biryani or a big pizza with a lot of sweets, cakes, all of those things? What happens after that? We feel sleepy, we feel lazy, we feel tired, and we feel that sleeping is the best thing that or the only thing that we should do now. Okay, this happens because your glucose spiked too high and insulin brought it too low. Okay, this creates a lot of problem, because again when we are feeling low, again we need something again, so we just go to have some food because the energy levels are too down. Our body knows that to bring the energy levels up we will need some food. Then you already ate 1,000 calories, blood glucose is now too much down after just 60 minutes, 90 minutes of your diet, or even 30 minutes of your diet, depending upon what food you have had. Here you will again eat a lot of food and the same thing will go on happening. Okay, but what happens is when we eat a lot of protein, when we eat a lot of fibers in our meals, the glucose does not spike. The glucose, there is a steady increase in the blood glucose level, so that we feel energetic but we never feel so tired and so down. Okay, the blood glucose will go on increasing, and slowly they will decrease after it. Okay, so the energy levels will be higher, we would not be hungry because there is food sitting in our stomach. Okay, the food will get digested slowly. Fibers will help us to digest the protein as well. Fibers will become the food for our microbiome as well, that will help us to increase the rate of absorption, that will help us to absorb maximum nutrients from all of our food as well. Okay, then what protein also does is, protein has higher thermic effect of food. Thermic effect of food is basically the amount of calories that our body has to burn to digest, assimilate and absorb the food. Okay, so it is just like whenever we are eating any food, that food has to get absorbed. To get it absorbed, it needs, our body needs to burn some calories. Okay, and the thermic effect of food for protein is like 30 to 33%. So if you are eating like 100 calories from protein, your body is just getting around 67%, 67 to like 33% of the energy is lost in digesting the protein itself. It is burned in digesting the protein itself. So your body would be not getting the 100 calories as well whenever you are eating in a, even if you are eating 100 calories from protein. Okay, so here we are burning a lot of calories, we are slowing down the rate of glucose spike. So this will also make sure that you don't get insulin resistance, because insulin resistance is a phenomenon when the blood glucose goes high, insulin also goes high, but our cells stop responding to insulin signals. And then what happens is the insulin is not able to shuffle the blood glucose into the cells, and then the body has to produce a lot of insulin, and then the cell gets the signal again and again, cell becomes resistant, then the blood glucose levels start rising, because the insulin is not able to shuffle the blood glucose into the cells. What will happen with the extra blood glucose? It will stay in the blood. If it stays in the blood for a longer time, the body will not like that. The body will convert all of those extra blood glucose, which is energy for our body, into stored form of energy, that is also called as fat. There are few more resources, few more storage systems where the body could store this glucose. One is muscle glycogen, second is liver glycogen. These are the two storages where the body could also store the blood glucose levels, but these storages are smaller as compared to fat stores. Fat stores are like unlimited. So so the body will store a lot of energy in the form of fat, and that is not what we want, right? So the simplest thing that we all could start doing right away, right after listening to this podcast, start including protein and veggies in all of your meal. So now fibers, I talked about fibers. Fibers could come from veggies, fibers could come from fruits, whichever fruits you like, whichever veggies you like, no problem there. Just include protein, include veggies in all of your meal, and you are sorted. Hunger won't be very big of a problem here. Okay, then going on to the next point. Point number 2 is sleep. Sleep 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 is like the most, what we could say, underrated tool for fat loss, my friend. When we are sleeping well, there have been numerous studies that have shown that when we have undisturbed sleep for like around 7 to 8 hours, our energy levels are higher, we don't crave for more food, we are hungry less often, our energy levels are more stable, we have more energy throughout the day, our mood swings are much less, we don't feel lethargic, tired throughout the day, we make better decisions, hormonal balance is higher, we don't lose muscle mass, rather build muscle, we drop more body fat. Every good thing would happen when you sleep more, my friend. Don't make that sleep is for lazy and all of those things to play with your brain, my friend. We need sleep, and sleep is very, very important for us. Okay, there have been numerous studies that have showed the negative effects when we are sleeping less. When we are sleeping for like 5 hours, 5.5 hours, we start burning more muscle. While we are trying to lose weight, we start losing more muscle, less body fat. That is not something that we would want. We start feeling more hungry, we crave for more food throughout the day, the energy levels are disturbed, hormonal balance is disturbed. A lot of problems gets created when we don't sleep more. Then again, our cognitive ability, our focus, all of those things would naturally go down when we don't sleep enough. Sleeping enough is like the key. If you want your diet, exercise, your work schedule, your family time, everything, to keep everything together, we need sleep. Sleep is like the glue between all of these things that will keep all of these things together. Because if you haven't slept well, you won't have the energy to do any of these. You would be very emotionally reactive, you would be just getting angry, hungry, and nothing in your life would go as planned. Okay, then I was talking about the hunger hormones. There are two hunger hormones. One is called as leptin, the other is called as ghrelin. Ghrelin is our hunger hormone that is stimulated by our gut, that signals our brain that we need food. We are hungry and we need food, so go and eat something. Leptin is an hormone that is released by our fat cells that will signal our body to stop eating food. That is like appetite suppressant hormone. Okay, so what happens is, whenever we don't sleep well, whenever we are not having enough protein in our meals, hunger hormone, ghrelin hormone, stays elevated. When the hunger hormone stays elevated, we are naturally more hungry, we would crave for more food, so it would be very difficult for us to stop eating more food. We will have to depend on willpower to say no to food, rather than our body naturally being okay and energy levels are already high and we won't be needing a lot of food. So ghrelin goes high, leptin goes low, because what happens is we haven't slept well, energy levels are already imbalanced, hormone levels are already not under a good position. So the leptin hormone would go down and we would not feel a lot satisfied. Okay, but whenever we are sleeping well, everything is going well, ghrelin would drastically go down, protein intake is good, ghrelin will naturally go down, and leptin hormone will stay elevated, and we would naturally feel more full and we would stay satisfied for a longer time. We will have better energy levels. When we have had enough food, when we have had enough sleep, insulin's level is much more balanced. If there is no insulin spike, you won't be hungry and you won't be craving food every 2 hours, every 1 hour, every 2 hours, and you will naturally feel very okay to say no to food, because you are not hungry now. Your body does not lack nutrients, your body does not lack protein. It would be much easier for you if you work with your body and not against it. Okay, so going on to the next point. Next point is drink enough water. Simple point, my friend. I know you know about this. You have been told about this by everyone. When from the time we were kids, we were all told that we need to drink enough water. But are you drinking enough water, my friend? Are you drinking enough water? I have seen my clients just drinking 1.5 to 2 liters of water every day. Okay, although there is no hard and fast guideline for how much water we should be drinking, but the more the better. Okay, why I would say this is because we are not drinking enough water if we are not conscious about it. Okay, the simplest thing that you could do is just to keep the bottle just besides your work desk, and that would sort a lot of things for you. You would be drinking a lot of water if you would be seeing the water in front of you. If you would be seeing the water in front of you, you will be drinking it. If you will be drinking a lot of water, the toxins and everything will get cleared very smoothly. Okay, you will visit the washroom more often. Whenever you visit the washroom more often, you will get to see a little different environment from your work desk and everything. You will get a little bit of a break, your brain will get a little bit of a break, your body will get some movement, things will start getting better. Also, there is one more phenomenon here, that sometimes what happens is our body is not actually hungry, it is thirsty. Okay, we don't understand, or we get confused between the hunger and the thirst signals, and what we end up doing is we end up eating a lot of food, we end up eating fruit juices which are loaded with sugar, we end up drinking the sugar loaded milk, full fat milk loaded coffee that is not actually coffee, that is a dessert. That is a coffee flavored dessert, my friend. Remember this. Okay, so we end up drinking these things, we end up eating all of the junk food and everything. Whenever you think that you are hungry, just drink 2 glasses of water, two nice and big glasses, 200 to 250 ml of per glass. So drink around 400 to 450, 500 ml of water, and majority of the times what you will observe is you were not actually hungry, you were actually thirsty because you haven't had water from a long time. Okay, and even after drinking the water, if you are still hungry, then you are most probably actually hungry. Okay, and you need to eat some food. But I have seen majority of the times, this has happened with me, this has happened with a lot of my clients as well, that after drinking water we are like full, because there are also mechanoreceptors in our gut. Okay, mechanoreceptors are basically the receptors or the sensory organs that will stretch, that will sense the stretch of our stomach. And whenever we drink like 500 ml of water, there would be a little stretch in our stomach, and the mechanoreceptors will be able to gauge this. They will signal the brain that there is something in the gut, so let us digest this first and then let's move on to the next one. Okay, so so these are few mechanisms or the few ways how drinking more water can help you to keep your hunger and cravings at bay. Okay, number 4. This is the point where these are the next 2 points are the points where we would be learning about how to actually eat the foods that we like. Okay, so point number 4 is don't overly restrict your calories. Okay, now whenever we are talking about fat loss, whenever we are talking about doing a body transformation, a killer body transformation, we have to stay in a calorie deficit. Everyone knows about it, but how much deficit is the right amount? Okay, now this will depend upon person to person. Okay, but the rule of thumb here is to not create so big of a deficit that you were eating like 4,000 calories earlier and you are eating just 1,500 calories now. That would be a very big drop. When you go to this big of a drop, ghrelin level goes up. Okay, ghrelin level goes up, you will stay hungry throughout the day. If you will stay hungry, it will become a lot difficult for you to maintain the 1,500 calorie diet, and you will end up binge eating a lot of your favorite foods. Okay, so rather than cutting down the calories to like 1,500, what you do is just keep it around 2,000. Now one very simple thing that I did with one of our client, his name is Pawan. Okay, he used to work in Amazon USA. He was he's an Indian, but went there for studies, got a job, amazing dream company and everything. So what he used to play a lot of games on his mobile phones and everything. So he used to drink almost 4 cans of Coke throughout the day while just playing, on the phone, playing on the laptop. He just used to drink a lot of Coke. Okay, what we did was he was drinking like 4 to 5 cans of Coke every single day. So even if we consider one Coke to be like 150 calories, 4 Cokes is like 600 calories. What we just did was we just replaced the Cokes with Diet Cokes. Diet Cokes are 0 calorie drink. Okay, they contain artificial sweetness, so that's why the calories from sugar just goes down and becomes like zero. So this 600 calories became like 0 calories. So this helped us to create a 600 calorie deficit from what he was actually having at that moment. Okay, we also added in conscious exercise and conscious movement in his daily routine, and this helped us to massively lose like 25 kgs at the end of the process. You could check Pawan's transformation. It's on my website as well, it's on my Instagram as well. We could transform in very simple and easiest techniques, my friend. With my clients, what I do is we start off with a rapid fat loss phase. Rapid fat loss phase would help them lose like almost 8 to 10 to 12 kgs in like first 8 to 10 weeks. That is the beauty of it. But then again, it needs a lot of tracking, it needs honest execution, it needs honest communication, and it needs a coach to be executed well, or else there could be a lot of side effects that could come along with it. But when you have a coach, and when you have a right coach like me, things could get a lot better. Okay, so the point here what I'm trying to make is we should not overly restrict our calories. Okay, because whenever the goal should be to eat maximum calories while losing weight. Okay, if you could lose weight even on a 2,000 calorie diet, you don't have to bring it down to like 1,500. You can keep it 2,000, and out of those 2,000 you could give some calories for the favorite foods that you like, the foods that makes your soul and your taste buds happy. What you could do is, if you are on a 2,000 calorie diet, you could just spread around 20% of it. 20% of 2,000 calorie is like 400 calories. 10% would be like 200, 20% for 400 calories. You could keep that for all of your guilty pleasures. Okay. You could add cakes for 400 calories. You could add in pizza, you could add in burger, you could add in cheese, you could add in whatever thing you want for these 400 calories, and you still have 1600 calories where you could eat high protein food, a lot of fibers, a little bit of carbohydrates as well, no problem with the carbohydrates as well, and you could still have 400 calories from all of your favorite foods, and you could still drop weight and fat and still transform, my friend. So don't overly restrict your calories, don't cut out on rice, don't cut out on pasta, don't cut out on any of the food, but just make sure that you're tracking things well, so that you come to know that this is the right amount of deficit that I've created for myself. This is also giving me the results while helping me to enjoy my favorite foods. Or else what will happen is majority of people get this wrong when they go or talk about flexible dieting or 80-20 rule, where 80% of diet is good, 20% of diet is coming from junk food and everything. They don't know what their 80 and 20 is. They don't know how much food they could eat in their 20% and how much they could eat in their 20%. Okay, what happens in this case is the 20% of food that they're eating is making up for the 80% of calories, and the 80% of food that they're eating is just making up for the 20% of calories. A very easy example here is like a watermelon. You could eat like a kg of watermelon, and you would just get 250 to 500 calories from, just 250 to 500 calories from an entire watermelon. But it would be very difficult for you to even eat that entire watermelon in like one whole day. Okay. But on the other hand, if you just talk about pizza, if you just talk about burgers, just the frappuccino, the coffee from Starbucks that comes with a little bit of cream, a little bit of chocolate sauce, a lot of sugar, whole fat milk, and everything. That frappuccino is like 650 calories, more than the entire watermelon. And you would drink that frappuccino and you would still stay hungry after drinking those 650 calories, my friend. Okay, you will still have to eat something along with it, and you will still have to eat something after 1 hour, after 1.5 hours of drinking this 650 calorie dessert. Okay, so the volume, the quantity, calorie density, nutrient density, all of these small things would make a difference. So the golden rule of thumb here is to track things very well. Okay. Then last but not the least, point number 5, my friend, is to include all of your favorite foods as a part of your diet and not keep them as a treat meal or a cheat meal. Okay, how to do that is very simple, my friend. Now suppose you like biryani, you like burger, you like pizza, you like chocolates. Make all of these things at home in front of you by your own hands. When you will do this with your own hands, number one thing is all the ingredients would be a lot predictable. You know how much chocolate you have put in, you know how much cheese you have put in, you know how much rice you have put in, you know how much oil you have put in. Okay, it would be very easy to track all of these things. Rather, on the other hand, if you will get these things from outside, you will never know how many calories are in there, what foods they have added, what quality of food they have added, whether the food was even fresh or not. We will never know about it. Okay, the food will always contain more calories than what's written on their label. The food will always be a lot unhealthier than what you could even expect. Okay, so cook all of these things at your home. There are a lot of recipes on our app, fitness engineered app, that we have, which is exclusively only for our clients. We have amazing recipes. We have recipes for ice cream, we have recipes for biryani, we have recipes for pasta, rolls, whatever you want. Means we have literally got low calorie recipes there. We have literally got so delicious recipes there that our clients eat delicious food every single day, my friend. Okay, so you could cook all of these things at your home, make them low calories, keep a check of the quality of ingredients, quantity of ingredients, make sure they're higher in protein, make sure that they are lower in carbohydrates and overall fats and the calories as well. And you could eat all of these things every single day. Biryani is something that you could eat every single day. Pizza is something that if you are cooking in front of you, cooking at your home, you could eat it every day. Burger is the most healthiest thing. Who said you burger is not healthy, my friend? Just the buns. We just have the two buns that are carb sources, but they don't contain more than 20 grams of carbohydrates. Okay, both of the buns included, they won't contain more than like 10 grams of carbs each. You could put in a nice big patty there of low fat paneer or chicken or fish, whichever patty you would like to. You could add in a little bit of cheese in there, a lot of veggies in there, and you could make a nice club burger. And this could be around like 250 300 calories itself. 350 calories, you would enjoy a burger, you would eat the buns, you could eat the cheese. What else do you want, my friend? What else do you want in this journey of your fat loss? If you could eat a burger and still lose weight, still lose fat, still transform and look crazy, what else do you want in life, my friend? Okay, so do it with the right coach, have the right person to guide you, put in the right amount of efforts, and transformation journey is not actually difficult, my friend. It is just different. You just need a different perspective. You just need something out of the box that is not easy to sell. Now, giving these simple advices is not very easy to sell. That's why you will not see all of these advices on social media, because then they cannot sell you for something, right? So that's why this is the free source of information, free source of knowledge for all of you guys. I want you to implement this, but that is the most important part, my friend. Knowledge is available everywhere, but people are still not getting results because they are not implementing all of these things. Implementation of everything that you have heard is important. If you will just implement these 5 tips that you have heard in the last 25-30 minutes of this podcast, these things are enough for you to get transformed, my friend. You won't be needing a lot of other fancy stuff. These are the things that will help you to keep your hunger and craving at bay, enjoy your food and everything. And if you are enjoying the process of your transformation journey, you would stick to it for long. If you'll stick to it for long, you'll get amazing results. And not just amazing results, you will maintain the results for the rest of your life, because you are not hating the process. You are not counting every day that, oh my god, one more day of dieting, one more day of dieting, how will I do it, how will I do it, it's too difficult. You will actually enjoy the process. You are actually able to enjoy your food. You are actually liking the way you are doing stuff. You are liking the results of the process. You would be doing it for the rest of your life, and you will get amazing results that will stay with you for the rest of your life, man. That's all about today's episode from the Fitness Engineered podcast, my friend. I hope you got something out of this episode. If you like this episode, I would request you to share it with your friends, to share it with your family members. Drop a like, that will motivate me. That will help me to bring a lot more and better guests for you and put out amazing, valuable resources for you for free, my friend. All of this is for free. You don't have to pay for it, but just a small request. Share it with everyone, drop a like, and that would make me happy. As always, my friend, Vinay here, signing off. Bye.